that fight of Floyd and Julius, it's not real. That thing is just a movie. It's fiction. These are buddies. So Floyd has been sent to go and manage JZ and that MK party and Dalimpof. So it's a big fiction, my brother. These people are buddies like this. They are together. So they say they want to remove the ANC surgically, including working with the DA. They want to remove us from power.
Guys, this is one of the things that you just don't believe, because this thing happened in real time. We witnessed it in real time. Do you mean they are that good when it comes to acting? Do you remember how Julius Malema looked like? How he was feeling? Do you remember how he was absorbed in pain, and everyone could tell that, something really, really bad has happened between Julius Malema and Floyd SHIVAMBU? But for Fikile and MBALULA to come out now and say those people are best friends like that, give them an Oscars. Give them Oscars. Give them their Oscars, because they are that good. I refuse to believe that. For me, it is throwing the stone at the MKP camp, so that tomorrow when they wake up, they start being suspicious of Floyd SHIVAMBU. Because now I was kind of believing that his leadership within MK is becoming solid now. Maybe that's what the ANC is trying to fight. And I might be wrong. Please, guys, this is not the gospel truth, but it's just my own views according to what I see. And you must never forget that I am not a politician and I do not have deep knowledge in politics. I'm only a South African citizen who also votes. So I just want to share my views when it comes to this, but I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that, because we witnessed it. I even still remember the anger in Floyd's face when he said, I don't owe anybody any explanation. The relationship, this brotherhood is like a gangsterism, And Julius Malema was so sad, and he tried to say, you can come back anytime to the EFF, when the first wave of shock hit him. And then he recovered. And started spitting fire. You can tell now the battle lines were drawn between him and Floyd.
If you were to go to the interview that we did in the when I was still in the EFF, and then you asked me the question, what is the relationship with the president of the EFF? I said this political relationship, actually made an emphasis on, it's a political relationship that we had. Yeah, and of course, because you work in the same spaces, you'll end up doing so many things together. If there's a family gathering, you'll get to know and then support each other and all of those things there. But the relationship was political relationship. And
that's interesting.
That is how it is. And I have no bad feelings about anyone, like generally. Leave the people that I work with. Generally, I don't have any personal feelings against anyone. Like I relate far much easier with comrades in the ANC. Like I talk to everyone. Like I'll talk to the comrades that we led with in the ANC. Like I talk to Andile Lungisa. I talked to Lebogang Maile for a very long time on the phone. I talked to Lamula, like about so many issues. I talked to everyone. Like I get to have political discussions with them, even if we're in different political organizations. I still talk to some of the comrades in the EFF, except those who feel like they might be doubted for having engagements with me. I generally don't have problems with anyone, but I'm able to distinguish that there's a political relationship and like so-called brotherhood and everything else. Because sometimes this so-called brotherhood, it's not brotherhood, it borders on gangsterism, a gangster relationship that we're together. If a person is wrong, we can't call each other to order. Like you defend each other even when a person is doing wrong things, is now venturing into wrong politics of being boastful and doing wrong things in public and everything else, and disrespecting people, and then you don't say anything because of brotherhood. You must be able to call out certain things that this is unacceptable and everything else. And if you realize that, so those things of the personal relationship can't override a political principle in the relations with everyone. So if a comrade misbehaves or does things which you realize that this is wrong, you must be able to call each other to order. Like, it's not gangster relationship where you say we'll die together. It doesn't work like that. And by the way, this characterization, I used to say this when we were in the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. So, you know, Pulemabe was the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League. So I used to say to the president of the ANC Youth League now, current president of the EFF, that me and you are going to be buried next to each other. Wow. All the time. And then later on he went to engage in other activities, like to collaborate with those who were dealing with him. Now, I used to say that I'll never say that. I'll never. Like, if it's a political relationship, like, you can't promise to die next to each other in a political relationship. It's based on principle.
Sure.
If principle shifts, then we no longer relate the same way that we related before. So if you realize that there's certain areas of just divergence from what should define a revolutionary, you must be able to say, but this is not what I signed up for. This is not the character which I thought we're dealing with. And I'm not talking about the contextual relationship now with the president of the EFF. I'm talking generally in politics that we should relate to each other on political principles so that we're able to correct each other whenever.
Their own judgment. He says, I'm not his brother, but I regarded him as my brother. If he doesn't feel the same about me, it's his own problem. So I did everything for him as a brother. I did. And I must be challenged one day and be pushed. I will talk. Don't push me.
I lost my brothers now, turned against me. And I never looked back. I've never, not even once, doubted myself when my brothers turned against me. It is not for the first time that the brothers turn against each other. It's there in the Bible. It doesn't start with them. So why should I be a crybaby when they turn against me? You must be rest assured, Murud. Now I'm a living survivor. Now I'm one example. Mo unona le broto ke o shetse mashaledi ke nna o ke nna mashaledi some reject which was written off and said he is buried. People even wrote books about me and said this boy is done, like they are doing now, but they don't know my faith, they don't know my God, they don't know my ancestors, and I will never be destroyed by that which has never built me.
How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us, when the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him and you will know where these leaders stand. Comrades, there is no one who must not declare their confidence in the EFF. Those who choose to be silent during the attack of the EFF, we must know them for being the silent enemies of our organization, and they must be treated as such.
and Fikile Mbalula was to come out here and tell us that those people are friends, and they are just pretending. For me, it's just, scattering the enemy's camp, because I don't see how those people are now friends, still working together. He went as far as saying he was sent there to manage ZUMA. Guys, hey, and that thing sounds so quirky, like I don't want to lie. Because there is no way. I'm trying to make sense of it, and I'm not getting. Because these are the things that we witness. It happened right in front of our very own eyes. It's not something that we read on papers or maybe from a book, from the history books. It's something that happened yesterday. Guys, I refuse to believe this one. No. This cannot be true. Anyway, guys, if you watch up to here, please share your views on this in the comment section. I'll be reading those, and I'll try as much as I can to react or maybe comment. But please do share your views. Do you believe Fikile Mbalula when he says Floyd, SHIVAMBU and Julius Malema are still best of friends? I'll be seeing you in my next upload, guys. And I really appreciate you watching my videos. And if you have time and you're on Wi-Fi, kindly watch my ads in full. It really goes a long way.